Horn and Helmet ASMR. Thank you for watching.
If you want to sound like a Russian, not just any form.
And that, students, is chemistry.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm trying to stay under the agency's radar right now, and it was getting a little too hot back there for me. I managed to slip out onto one of the trains leaving the station, so I should be good for a while longer. Alright. Where was I? Oh, geez, I don't even remember anymore. Here, let me go check.
Nationalism and particularism that have characterized.
Alright, good. So, I just learned how to make light, yeah? I cut up an old t-shirt to make little spell packets. So now, if I need a light, I just mash one of the packets onto a rock, and I've got a little portable flashlight. Pretty cool, right? Anyway, now that I know it works, I decided to deep dive into the book. Magic is real, and it's accessible, which also means that the agency is lying to us about how dangerous magic is, and how hard it is to get a handle on. Unfortunately, as some of you listeners may have already picked up on, I'm not really in a position to make that announcement to the public. I probably won't ever be at this point. You know, let's get into that really quick. As to what got me where I am right now. Up until recently, I was, as are most teenagers my age, in high school. A senior, but still. This is important, but I'll come back around to it. I decided I wanted to try something a bit more impressive next. There were a bunch of options in the file, but they also called for stuff that I didn't have and didn't really want to get. I mean, a living flea? No way. That's gross. But there was one called Firebolt. It had the words again, the incantation, but the file was corrupted. It had a place for materials, but the text itself had glitched out, and there was just those little squares. You know, like when a text file corrupts or someone uses the wrong font online. There had to be a way to figure it out. Maybe the name of the spell or the words were a clue. So, I copied the file over onto a thumb drive and brought it with me to school. I thought it would be fine. It wasn't dangerous, and I didn't have any of my other supplies. It was just a text file. It should have been fine. But I was on my laptop at lunch, scrolling through it, and I stopped on Firebolt again. I had finished my lunch and was having my dessert, which was one of those terrible little individually wrapped cinnamon rolls. And I mumbled the incantation. And that's how I discovered the component for Firebolt is cinnamon, folks. In the middle of the high school cafeteria, this baseball-sized fireball just shot across the room and hit a kid. He was wearing his backpack, so he was fine. But pretty much everyone started screaming and pointing. Everyone knew it was me, and I knew I had to get out of there. Amateur and unlicensed magic is pretty highly illegal, and a couple hundred high schoolers had just seen me throw fire on someone. It was an accident. I didn't mean to, I didn't intend to, but the damage had been done. The news got a hold of the story almost immediately, and of course they made me out to be the bad guy. Said I was holding a grudge against the other kid, that I got in fights all the time, and it was only a matter of time before I was a threat. I know that's what they're saying, but I just want to make this very clear. None of that is true. I got A's and B's in school. Nothing scholarship worthy, but nothing terrible. I was in the orchestra and the debate club, and I had never had any disciplinary action taken. I didn't even know the kid that I hit. I had never seen him before. He just happened to be in a straight line in front of me. By the time I'd gotten home, it was all over the news. I'd tried telling my parents what had happened, but they said they had already called the agency, and if I cooperated, they'd be more lenient in my prison sentencing. I was 17, and maybe they wouldn't try me in as an adult. Prison sentencing. My own parents didn't even wait to hear my side of things before calling the magic cops. So I blew them off and grabbed my stuff before taking off. And I haven't looked back since. Don't get me wrong. It's not great living like this, but I've met some cool people. And now that I'm already a wanted criminal, I don't have to be as careful what I look for online. So I'm learning so much more. That's why I'm on this train right now. I was able to track down a site that I can visit in person that apparently is just full of magic. I'll keep you posted. I don't want to give too much away before I get there. If it turns out to be a bust, I'll look real stupid. And if it's real, then I don't want to tell you about it until I've gotten what I came for. Thanks for being so understanding. Hopefully here before too long, I'll be able to do a deeper dive of all this. But for now, just know that as tinfoil hat conspiracy theory as this sounds, the agency is lying to you. And magic isn't anywhere near as dangerous as they're telling everyone. I can't say that you should try it for yourself, but I won't tell you not to either. I'm not your dad. Do whatever you want. I'll update you about the cave when I can.